Welcome, all you Pisces, to your solstice reading. Of course, you in the northern hemisphere are going into the summer solstice, and those in the southern hemisphere are going into the winter solstice. This will be covering the dates from June 21st all the way up till September 22nd when we move into the equinoxes. So I'm going to try something different this reading than I normally do with solstices, and I'm going to pull a card from this energy oracle deck just to see what energies you're coming into the solstice with. Now, any of the cards I use in a reading I do put in the description box below. I'm going to give these a quick shuffle, then we will get started here. All right. So what energies do you want Pisces to know that they're bringing in with them into the solstice, please? All right, it's this one right here. And you have appreciation. Wow, that is awesome. So definitely you're coming in with this attitude of gratitude. So I'm excited to see where this goes. This is card number 15. Let's see what other energy they want you to know about here. This is about choosing gratitude. It says this card shows a woman holding a single rose. She enjoys the scent and the beauty of the single blossom, yet around and behind her are bramble bushes. So just in case I didn't give you a good enough picture here, it's got all the bramble bushes back there. She's holding the rose there. So she could be focusing on those challenging bushes, worried that she might get caught up in their prickly branches of difficulty. Instead, she's pausing to experience the blessings of this single flower. The sun is breaking through the clouds, shining on her choice and on the tiny buds waiting to open up. So this card is telling you that you have much to be grateful for. And like the flowering bush behind the woman on the card, there's more to come that you can't see yet. Congratulate yourself for every moment that you choose appreciation. This decision shifts your consciousness from lack to value, and it's guaranteed to bring more worth and riches of life to you. Wow. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful card with this beautiful appreciation coming in. We are going to dig more into this, of course, through these tarot of dreams. And I'm going to give these a quick shuffle, and then I'll let you know what I'm going to do with each of the piles. Okay, one more time. All right, so first for you Pisces, I'm going to pull a couple cards here to represent the past. What does the Creator want you to know about the past that brought you into this energy that you're coming into the solstice with? So for our Pisces, okay, what do you want them to know about their past, please? Okay, that one too. Okay, these three. So these three will go over here. And then if you stay on this path of energy, this over here is going to represent what energy you're going to end up with at the end of the solstice. So for our Pisces, what do you want them to know about the end? Okay, they do have these two there. And then up here, we're going to pull some cards to see what Spirit wants you to know about your journey during the solstice. Okay. Okay, none of those. Let me just turn that over so I'm not distracted. Okay, that one too. Okay, and that one right there, not these. Okay. And then down here are going to be messages from your shadow. Your shadow is like your subconscious, your spirit, your soul. They're like the tour guide that's taking you on this journey as a human. So think of like a tour guide at like Disney World or like Universal Studios. They know what's going on behind the scenes, beneath the surface. So they're able to give you little tidbits to help you even have a different experience, rather than if you didn't have that information. So these will be messages from your shadow to Pisces for during the solstice. Okay. And they do want to give you 4 down here, so they're very talkative. All right. So let me just get these arranged. And then we will get started here. right. So we will start over here, and you have the Palace of Wands. Now, wands are your drive, your ambition, your inspiration, your passion, your energy overall, and the palace is unique to this deck. That normally they don't have palaces, but the palace is that you have created a safe place to express your energies, where you feel comfortable with your energies you're expressing. And that makes sense with this appreciation, because this means that you understand and you've learned that wherever you focus your energy is what grows. So if you focus on what you're grateful for, then you have more grateful things to be, or more things to be grateful for in your life. Like I talked about in here, you can focus on lack or you can focus on gratitude, and you learn that, and that's this huge energy of this huge, strong foundation of understanding your energy. And then you have the King of Coins. Beautiful. So coins is also pentacles in the Standard Tarot. And the King of Pentacles, this is like a feeling of wholeness and completeness and abundance. So you definitely have had this feeling of feeling whole and complete, and feeling like you have so much to be grateful for, and you do have this abundant feeling. So definitely this is where this energy is coming from. You either have just had things just working out where there didn't seem to be ways. It's like you feel taken care of, but like in a miraculous way. Like one of the things that my mom would always say is, you know what, God has never, ever let me go without food, unless she talked about once she went to bed hungry when she was a child, because she didn't want to eat what they had served, and so she went to bed hungry by choice. And she goes, so it's only been by choice that I've gone to bed hungry. And so that's this abundant feeling that I'm feeling from it, is this wholeness. One of the big things that the King of Coins, having experienced all of the coins, because he's at the end of the suit, so he's gone through all the journey of the coins, is that he found his worth not from the outside things, but from his heart, from unconditional love, from him being the foundation for him. Because he, like all of us, looked outside of himself for his wholeness and his worth, because we're taught to look towards relationships to define our worth, situations and circumstances like our jobs, our education, social status, things like that to determine our worth. Also our bodies, our possessions, our bank accounts to determine our worth. But when he did that and he went through that experience, he felt very unstable, because all of those things are unstable. Relationships, people change or pass away, very unstable. Situations never stay the same, unstable. And of course, our bodies and our possessions and bank accounts, all those things break down, deteriorate, stolen, burned down eventually, right? So unstable. So he learned, when he defined himself by all those temporary, unstable things, he felt unstable at his worth, at his core. But when he looked, and all those things disappointed, always pointing him back in here. And so he did his little internal journey, and he found his worth at his core, like I said, which now he defines himself by the unconditional love of the creator of all things. That's his core. That's how he defines himself. So that's why he has that balance. Let's see what else we have here too. And then you have the Queen of Cups, which would be Pisces. Even have the little necklace here, if you can see the necklace, is the symbol of Pisces. So here you are, you found yourself, and cups are your emotions, and so you did find that emotional center. She holds the Ace of Cups there, which oddly enough is the chalice. It's the Holy Grail. It's what is filled with the unconditional love essence of the creator of all things, the living waters. So there you go. To complete your scenario here, no wonder you have this solid foundation of the palace. You got your solid foundation of your worth and of your emotions, and your king and the queen of you live in your palace, right? So you have this appreciation coming in here with all of that, and that's very beautiful. Makes sense. Now, if you keep on this track of gratitude, this is what you end up with, the energy at the end of the solstice. Yep, and you have the Temperance card. So you have this balance that goes on here between the upper realms and the lower realms, and that makes total sense. Like we were talking about, it's very much this balancing, this, it's almost like an alchemist. They're taking the pain and the lack and everything else they experience in their life, and you are taking your lemons and you're making lemonade. It's like this appreciation just flows over, and you feel this very vibrant rainbow of color, of balancing, of this ebb and flow, this beauty of your experiences here. Yeah. And here's the Eight of Wands. So Wands energy again. So this is very much energetic. The Eight of Wands is this movement up to another level in your energy. And it also is fast moving energy. So you do have this wonderful flow of life that's just, you don't feel like exhausted. You know, when you're focusing so much energy on lack and fear, that when that's growing in your life, you just feel so tired and exhausted, because that's what the kind of energy that's expanding. But when you focus on appreciation and thankfulness and gratitude, you feel joyous, you feel this abundance, you feel this emotional fulfillment, you feel safe, and it just overflows and does that instead. And that's what I really feel from this. Also, the Eight of Wands also represents messages coming in from Spirit. So as you focus and raise this vibration here to one of gratitude, that raises your frequency, because when you focus and raise your frequency to one of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and all this gratitude, that is the language at which Spirit speaks, the spirit world. All the angels and guardian angels and your spirit guides and your loved ones on the other side and your ancestors and, of course, Creator and Spirit and all these other beings of unconditional love and light, that's the frequency at which they speak. And so when you are up at that level, you can hear them more clearly. You can see the messages that they're bringing you to. So when you continue on this path and this balancing of all this energy, you know, throughout the solstice especially, but at the end, you do have this ability to really connect and hear from the spirit world, which is amazing. And then speaking of spirit world, let's see what they want you to know about going through the solstice. And you got the Five of Wands. So this is transformation of your energies. So we talked about here, you're already moving with those energies. And this is like you're moving from conflict and having these energies of fear and moving it to of love, exactly as what we were talking about. Because you can see here, it looks like they're battling, and I usually see a little kung fu movie that starts, and they have those stabs, and they're all beating each other, and they look like they're trying to hurt one another, and you're like, oh my God, the conflict and the fear and all that energy we're talking about that's there. You're just like, what is going on? And finally, they get down to one person is barely standing, the other four are laying down exhausted. And you're like, okay, what's going to happen next? You know, is he going to kill them all? And then they all start laughing. And you're like, what's going on? And they put the stabs away and they help each other up. And then they're all laughing and helping each other and buddy back down the pathway back to the monastery, where they go have a meal together in the meal hall. And you realize, oh, these are monks. These are Buddhist monks that were not trying to kill one another out of fear or hatred or any of that energy, but out of love for one another. They were trying to help each other improve their skills. And so that's what that five is. It's change. It's your change of how you're perceiving energies. And so you're no longer looking at things with fear. You're looking at them with love, right? And then you have the Queen of Swords. So swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. This is all about your mind and your thoughts. But it's beautiful because she also, you know, the Queen of Cups she's the ruler of water, but all the queens also have water. So she was double water. That's why you are so able to get deep into your intuition and your emotions. That's very Pisces. But she is the balancer. She has both the heart, it's like the water, and the mind, the sword. So she's bringing in this balance like this between your emotions and your thoughts. And these are about higher thoughts of love and emotions, right? Because you can have emotions of fear and emotions of unconditional love. You can have thoughts of fear and thoughts of unconditional love. And so she's balancing these beautiful heart and mind within each of your realms here. So you definitely have this balancing coming in, this I guess balancing is the best word for it. I was thinking there was another word, but it is this balance in all things, even in balance, right? Moderation in all things is what I was thinking of, even in moderation. Yeah, here you go, Page of Wands. So new energies coming in, next level energies, which is what this is about too. You're ready to move to this new awareness during the solstice of your energies. And so even more fine-tuning of where you're investing your energy, knowing that wherever you focus, that's what grows. And then we move into what does your shadow want you to know around the solstice? Yeah. So you have the Page of Swords here. So they are like, you have the power of new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets. So this Ace of Swords that each of them carries, that gives you the power, one, to connect to the higher realms, to connect to the capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love, rather than those of the human side of fear and expectations and conditional love. So this is this kind of message that during the solstice, you are working out your thoughts and your beliefs around your energy, around who you are, all your supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos. You're really realizing when you look at, is it of fear or unconditional love? That's this balancing that's going on. And you're just like, okay, I'm learning as I go through it that, okay, is this thought of unconditional love? Okay, then that's of the higher realm. Is this thought of fear or not of unconditional love? Then it's of the other. And so you're really having this wonderful sorting of your thoughts go on during the solstice. Yeah, because here's the Emperor, and you are gaining control of it. And this is great because the Emperor, there's a story that Spirit gives me around the Emperor and the Hierophant, which is about spiritual leader too. Both of them have this, loving side where when it's a loving Emperor, they're a loved Emperor, because same thing with a Hierophant or the spiritual leader. They're loved because they're loving. They're giving of themselves and of their resources to their followers or to their kingdom. And because they're doing that with the intention of wanting everyone to be successful, wanting everyone to feel loved, they know that when they do that, that together, when they're all loving and together, they can do so much to spread love throughout the entire world. And that's one beautiful side of it that we've been talking about, right, with all this balancing. Well, every one of us also has a little child inside, the little human side. We're talking about the higher self and the human self. Little human self, when that little child in us feels unsafe or out of control, it'll freak out and sound the alarms. And it goes into fight or flight mode. And when it goes into fight or flight mode, it goes into reaction mode. It doesn't think clearly because a lot of blood is rushing from our brain to prepare us to fight or to flee. And so it just does things instinctively and reactively, almost animalistic, to feel safe again and to feel in control again. And then sometimes that doesn't come over well, emotionally mature, to others and the decisions that they make, and they might even try to take control from others to feel safe. So this loving Emperor changes from that to a tyrant or a dictator. The loving spiritual leader changes from that to a cult leader, because all they're cared about as a tyrant and a dictator and a cult leader is themselves, their own power, their own control, them feeling safe. They don't care about others because they got into that self-preservation fight or flight mode. So there's this understanding that you have two choices that you can make, right? There's all this balancing and this going back and forth with that. Let's see what else they have to say here. Yeah, so Three of Swords, expectations card. So this would represent all the fear choices I was talking about with the swords. So that is set there. And then you have the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is basically what I've been talking about with the choices too, that wherever you focus is what grows. There's two places that you can choose to invest your energy, and whatever you focus on is what grows there. So basically there's this very clear message here for you, which I'm sure you're picking up. So we also are going to pull a couple cards here from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and this is just going to be more advice on what Spirit wants you to know as you're going through the solstice. Just give these a quick shuffle. All right, so what else do you want Pisces to know? What advice do you have for them for the solstice, please? Okay, there's one. Oh, and then with that one right there. So your first one is co-create. I love it. So you're not at the whims of the world, and the creator just doesn't hand down going, here's your life, but you get to co-create it with the creator. So I love that. And then you also have fork in the road. A choice to make, one or the other. That's card number 13. I love it. You can't make that up, right? So let's read the co-creative one first here. It says, you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your intentions, and your actions, right? Wherever your energy is going is what you're creating. I love it. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with Spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and you know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Yes, so as you're grasping more, wherever you're investing your energy is what grows. You're consciously investing your energy, and that's what is creating these amazing things. So let's look at this fork in the road too here. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing to go left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. So be present and do not avoid this junction, for it's an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. And I love that they mention that, because there is no wrong choice. Like, you can choose to grow fearful things in your life. We come here on purpose to experience the opposites of who we are, to more fully understand, our true selves, right? So, like, we're beings of bright light, and we would never know we're beings of bright light unless we experience darkness. Like, it was just snowing here in Colorado, and when I was looking at my window, the house next to me is white, except for their chimney, which is red, dark brick. So I couldn't see the snowflakes coming across the house until it hit the chimney, and then I could see that there was snow. And so that's kind of the thing. It's like it shows us if it was all light around me, I wouldn't be able to even see light and realize there is light until I've experienced darkness. So unconditional love is seen when we experience conditional love. Joy is seen when we experience sadness. Peace is seen when we experience chaos. So you can choose. There's no wrong choice. But if you're tired of feeling that way or experiencing something, you have the power to change it because you can. That's your power of choice, right? I love it. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. And that basically is going to be whatever, if you accept this advice and you take action on this throughout the solstice, this is what you'll have at the end of it. So let me just shuffle these real quick. All right, so what's your final message for our Pisces, please? All right, so this one right here. The phoenix rises into joyful abundance. What a great card. The phoenix rises from the ashes, becomes this new creation. And I love that it's joyful abundance. Perfect. Right in line with everything we've talked about. That is card number 25, and I'll just read from this. It's time to surrender your former smallness to your destiny of greatness. Are you ready to fully step forward into the total transformation of your business, your life, and your legacy, knowing you won't be the same again? It's a scary thought because our identities are so closely assigned to who we think we are with our existing business or previous accomplishments. But all of that is just R&D for what lies ahead. It's not about starting over. It's about taking everything you've developed, built, researched, succeeded with, failed at, intuited, struggled through, and overcome. Every relationship you've nurtured, every network connection made, goodwill cultivated, reputation built, skills developed, it's all brought you right here and right now to this moment. And like a phoenix rising, your emergence into joyful abundance is inevitable. I love it. The cosmic catalyst question for this card is, in my own mythic story of rebirth, what comes next? And the cosmic checkbox for this is, make an R&D list of all your skills, lessons learned, failures, successes, key relationships, and discoveries. And I do not know what an R&D list is right now. I will put it up here in case you don't know what it is either. But I love this, making this list of all your skills and your lessons learned, and even like if you failures you thought you had, successes, what has made you who you are today. And what a joyful place when you are full of gratitude for everything you've gotten through and been through. You don't have any regrets because you love who you are today, and you realize everything happened on purpose, for a purpose, to bring you to this beautiful, beautiful place. And how can you not be joyful when you feel that, right? I love this for you. All right, Pisces, if you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these videos, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly energy updates for each zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you choose the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on my channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love. Because when you like a video and you share a video, you comment on a video or subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy, it wants to share the videos with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information or answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, beautiful Pisces, as you're going through this amazing solstice, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing solstice. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, though. So in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.